Oh, and I did post a link this time, which is amazing. Didn't do that last time. There we go. Well, we're all set up here. Hello and welcome back. We're seeing the same plane. I mean, it's the same plane from yesterday. It's the same, exact same plane. They're checking out Belarus. Something's definitely going on right there. News coming in from Belarus. I don't know anything of that, but I will be checking it in because something is happening there, right? Wagner convoys 1 minute ago entering Belarus. Oh, fuck. Give me my sanity, right? Here we go, guys. Wagner troops entering Belarus as of 1 minute ago. I don't know if this I don't know if this video was recorded a minute ago. But it certainly seems that these... Hi, Rabbit. Thank you for the light there. How are you doing? These appear to be Russian... Russian... Wagner, sorry. Troops entering Belarus. That's a lot of vehicles right there. And that's a tank. 2 tanks. What the hell kind of tanks is that? It looks like... Oh, they look old. Is that a tank? What kind of tank is that? Got an old ass tank right there. Is that a modern tank or an old ass tank? I couldn't really see that. The sign of it didn't look that modern, did it? I mean, what are you expecting at this point, you know? The equipment. Look at that. Look at that tank right there. That looks somewhat modern. I don't know. These are definitely convoys. In Belarus. I mean, this is the same thing we saw before the war. Pretty much looks like the same thing. I mean, this is a revival right there. That's some kind of reconnaissance, air raids, whatever kind of thing going on right there. I don't really know what the hell that is. I'm not that much of an expert, but this is happening right now. By the way, the reason why I don't have the music on is because there's no music. It's just there's no sound. It's just this, which you guys can't even hear what the hell I'm saying if I have it on. So. We're going to keep that off, but I can't really see if they have any markers on that says Wagner. But, I mean, this is into Belarus, guys. I mean, you don't send this much into one country for nothing. I mean, why would you send this much into a country for nothing? You know? Look at that. 50 cals. I don't know, 50 cal or something like that. Got a Russian flag right there. This could be Russian troops. This could be Wagner troops. I don't see any sign, but this is... I can't read this, but the description right here, which is uploaded 1 minute ago, says the Wagner convoys entering Belarus. But Bryson, I don't really know, to be honest with you, man. I don't really know. I mean, this is a video I was... Because here's the thing. The reason why I draw the conclusion that something's going on, right? Look at this plane right here. Yesterday, we saw the exact same thing. This plane, this Polish border plane, on the border with Belarus. Now we're seeing this video right here. Wagner convoys entering Belarus, right? I mean, we don't see that. We don't see that happening unless something else was happening, right? So why would Poland spend time monitoring Belarus with their... This is Polish border guard right here. You see Poland military, same plane as yesterday. It turns off its transponder. We think as flying down here and goes up again. But you know, I mean, sorry. This is crazy. I mean, I just saw this video now. I don't know, but look at that tank, by the way. First of all, that does not look very modern. I don't know what tank that is. This is not the best quality video, but it doesn't look that modern. It's as of the plant. I actually saw a report earlier that the Russian has been bringing more mines to the plant. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I did see a report of it. And apparently are rigging This plan, but the funny thing is, right? As soon as the IAEA stops, as soon as the IAEA has monitored it all, brings back the report, says there's no evidence, then the Russians bring in mines. You know? Well, true. This is apparently. I don't know how true this is, and I know that. Listen, I know nothing of this, right? I don't know if this was shot today. I don't know if it was shot yesterday or a year ago or what this is, but this looks like something like this. This is apparently Wagner troops heading into Belarus. You know, so I can't claim that this is true, guys. But what about the cluster? Well, the cluster bombs. The thing about the cluster bombs is that they've made the deal to sort of deal, but I think the Biden administration right now has to get the deal through. They have to sign and prepare it and actually send it. So the cluster is not in Ukraine yet. Obviously, we have to wait for that a bit, and I don't know if it's completely through yet. I don't know if they're completely. They've definitely, committed to it. But I don't know if Biden or anybody has really signed anything yet. I think that Biden wants to sign under, and I don't know if it's still in the process. But we're probably going to see it within a month or two. But right now it's still, as I would say, a pending situation. But they're very, very committed, I think, to sending those cluster bombs. But it's a very controversial situation. I gotta be honest with you, Bryson. It's a very controversial situation because cluster bombs is banned by a lot of nations, including a lot of NATO members. I even think Denmark's banned it. So, Germany did not want to send cluster bombs to Ukraine. They refused to. So it's a very controversial situation at the moment. But this is what I'm looking at right now. We can have that watch again, but might not be delivered for some time. Months or slow process. I mean, if they're sending a lot, there's a lot of logistics, there's a lot of things that has to get in order, so we might not see anything on that for months. But look at that tank, by the way, guys. Now, the funny thing about World War II tanks, they had this very sleek design. Which I'm trying to say is, very modern Russian tanks. They have those like kind of cluster things on the front here, not cluster. Sorry, I had to cluster my mind right. I have to just kind of block things on the side and look a bit more. Look at those tire tracks as well. What do you mean, Ding? I'm not. This is not a rumor right here. Listen, I can't claim this is anything of anything, but apparently this was shot not long ago, and apparently this is showing Wagner. It looks like something out of a symbol. Apparently this is showing Wagner troops heading into Belarus, which is something. What are they doing? Why are they doing that? First of all, I mean, crazy stuff, really. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that. See if this isn't developing situation at the moment, but crazy. 1 minute ago, by the way, as soon as I saw it, it was like 1 minute ago. But, one source right here, Bundy, I don't know how trustworthy this guy is, so, can't claim anything, but, can't claim anything. Don't know if it's true. I don't know if Lee's talking about. They have been talked about a lot of things, but yeah. Whatever, right? I mean, but it is funny that we are seeing a Russian border guard plane, not Russian, Polish border guard plane right there, circling or going to presumably the Belarusian border, looking at it. They've been doing this for some days now. This is the second day in a row in the same plane. So they're keeping an eye on something. And that's a lot of troops. That's something, looks like the exact same thing we saw before the war. So, interesting stuff, if that's true. But, keep an eye on that, certainly. pretty quiet in Ukraine at the moment. There's no air raids going on at all, so looks like to be some rain going on here in Donetsk. Or see, that's Donetsk right there. There's some rain going on. Nothing going on at the moment, at least. So things seems to be quiet. But what are the Wagner troops doing? You know, what are they doing there? If that's true. That's a thing that could be very serious. But we'll certainly look into that. Yeah. The Wagner group in Belarus, a cause of concern and question unanswered. That will be what will these mercenaries do? The geopolitical landscape of Eastern Europe is a state of flux as the Wagner group, a private military company, prepares to shift its operational base. What's that? Sorry. To Belarus. This news revealed by the Wagner Group commander Antonov Elsarov, also known as Lotus, stirs up a concern and question that that has everyone on edge. What exactly will these mercenaries do in Belarus? More than Jesus Christ, this guy's writing like he's in the fucking 12th century. God, sorry, I'm not English, so some of these words. It's a source of anxiousness, promoting us to dive deeper into the potential implications of this unexpected move. Logistical hurdles and operational challenges. The proposed transitions of the Wagner Group into Belarus isn't as straightforward as may seem. The logistical channels pose as multi-tiered, steering from creating military bases and training facilities unfamiliar soil. Furthermore, engaging with Belarusian local authorities and administration bodies to negotiate the term of their stay, and anticipated to be a complex process given the firm grip of President Alexander Lukashenko on the country's reign. The tradition also includes an interactive dance with the Belarusian law enforcement agency to establish cooperation and interactions. The logistical hurdles to transporting manpower and equipment across the border and setting up substantial supply chains add to the complexity. Lukashenko's gambit and the political ripples, peering past the logistical and operations, there's a lot of reading here. One must also focus on the political ramifications. Surprisingly, Belarusian law enforcement has expressed no reservations against the Wagner Group presence. Even more intriguing is Lukashenko's personal guarantee of frictional interaction with the PMC. Asserting that they could be accommodated in Belarus on the conditions they participate in the country's defense if the need arises. Now, that's an interesting sentence right there. That's a really interesting sentence. Because what that means right there, look at this. Be accommodated in Belarus on the conditions they participate in the country's defense if need arises. So that's interesting. Because if that so means that you're moving a shit ton of soldiers, a shit ton of equipment into Belarus, you're setting up camps, training, facilities, everything, and you're then looking at that, but only you have to be there because you have to defend the country. You're only allowed to be there because you have to defend the country. And if this sentence alone right there, if the need arises, and as it says, this move begs a larger questions about Lukashenko's intentions. So, wow, I mean, if if Lukashenko is trying to do something, and Russia and Lukashenko are cooking something up, that, you know, we're seeing the nukes. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's nukes in Belarus. They moved those nukes into Belarus. It was a decision made by a lot of people, and, you know, well, a lot of people on it, Putin. But those decisions of putting those you know, troops in sorry, there's a buck on my table right there. Get that away. To get those troops moved into that country. I mean, Wagner is the only really working force that Russia has, right? I mean, when I say working, I say they're somewhat working, right? But it begs the difference as to that they've put nukes in the country. Now they're sending a paramilitary group, the best Russia has to offer. I mean, let's be honest. That's the best. That's the last and best thing Russia has to offer. Thousands of soldiers. You're putting them up in the defense of their country. They can only be there if they are participating in defense. What defense is he talking about? They don't need to defend anything. They're not in the war. So what defense is he talking about? So what he's trying to say is, if Ukraine tries to attack Belarus, but Ukraine's not going to attack Belarus, but it's something in those lines going to happen. What is he going to try and do? Are they going to try and open up another front, make a run for Kyiv? What are we looking at? The line up here, guys, the line up here, you know, this is Belarusian border right there. It's very, very heavily defended. It's been set up. There's a lot of defenses. They've had a long time to do a lot of stuff. Gonna use to destroy it. Well, true, we don't know that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to speculate on when they're going to use nukes, because that's, you know, the whole nukes talk is a crazy thing. But I will say, true, why the fuck does Belarus have nuclear weapons? What the fuck are they going to use it for? Why do they have it? Why are they being given it? You know, they don't need to defend their country. They're not in a war. Why do they need paramilitary inside of Belarus? Why is this happening? You know? So it begs the question. You know, we have nukes in this country that's only about 2 miles. I mean, look, from here to Kyiv, that's not a long time, right? I mean, Russia already made a run for it, and that was with their best forces. Russia can't do that anymore. But, I mean, if we're talking about Wagner, I doubt they can do it. But what about those nukes, you know? I don't want to talk nuke talk. I don't want to make anybody scared. But it begs the question. I mean, you got to think about this, right? I mean, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? Who's behind? I mean, Putin and Lukashenko's obviously doing something. You know? And that's the big question, Raymond. I mean, it is only a matter of time before they do it. Or do something. I don't know if they're going to use the nukes. Why do they have the nukes? I can't answer that. You know, defense nukes, why? First of all, if you were going to give nukes to a country, why would you give them tactical nukes and not long-range nukes? Why tactical nukes? Because tactical nukes you can use in a battlefield. Belarus is not at war. So why would they be given tactical nukes? Why not just long-range nukes? Why are they be giving tactical nukes first? Why are they even giving nukes at the first time? I'm not gonna sit here and scare anybody, but you know, if you put 2 and 2 together, I mean, guys, you know, I know it's a lot of speculation, but we're seeing a paramilitary troop going into Belarus, setting up camp. The country's president, who's a dictator of the country, is saying they can only stay there if they participate in the defense of the country. What defense, you know? You know, but Raymond, we don't, yeah, I mean, saying that they will use it, I can't, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say they will use it, because it's a crazy thing, but, you know, it does seem likely that, you know, something's about to happen. I'm not going to say nukes, right? I'm not going to sit here and say nukes, but it does seem likely that something's happening. And this is another picture right there. Apparently, Wagner troops right there. But that's a lot of vehicles right there. Let's read on here. The Belarusian Minister of Defense interest in leveraging the Wagner Group combat's expertise to enhance Belarusian military prowess further complicates the picture. According to Russia and Belarusian military strategic, the president of the Wagner might not just lead to a tactical transformation of Belarusian defense strategics, but a complete shift in the country's military doctrine. Military doctrine. Well, I mean, Prigozhin says a lot of things true. He's a very, Prigozhin says a lot of things, guys. But this right here, again, is scary. Defense, but a complete shift in the country's military doctrine. What is a military doctrine, right? It's the doctrine that decides whether or not a military is allowed to do something. Russia has a nuke doctrine. China has a nuke doctrine. China will never use nukes as be the first to use nukes, and will only use nukes as a defensive measure. If Belarusian was to say, "Oh, we're being attacked," and if Wagner is sent, Wagner in many ways are better than the Belarusian troops. I gotta give you that, because the Belarusian troops are they were born in the 1920s and haven't really gotten out of it yet. They're not very good at whatever it is they're doing. So the Wagner troops present, how much can they teach? They are veterans in a way. Wagner has a military group that is experienced soldiers. So are they going to train them up? Are they going to recruit? I don't know. It might be a while before we see this, That's unsettling footage of Wagner Group's columns. So, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the video we were seeing earlier, I'll show it again here in a second. But it's true. Unsettling footage of Wagner Group's column moving across Belarus surface on social media. It is time to seriously ponder the potential future scenarios. Increased intentional national isolation of Belarus and a closer alignment with Russia could be some likely outcomes. Alternatively, it could lead to Lukashenko consulting his power, causing a ripple effect in regional security dynamics. And regional security dynamics means, Wagner does have experience. You can't take that away from them, security dynamics, that means, hey, we're at war now. Belarus is not at war, but what they're saying is, we can drag this country into a war. In essence, the Wagner Group's proposed move to Belarus is a geopolitical powder keg. It is not merely a geographical relocation of a PMC. It's a move that could potentially alter the balance of power in the region and have severe international repercussions. The question of what the mercenaries are doing in Belarus remains shrouded in uncertainty. But it's apparent that their presence is a grave concern as the world watches these developments with bated breath. Speculation is rife and apprehensions mounts. I don't know. I'm not English, guys. I'm not English. We wait for the ramification of strategic maneuver to unfold. I don't think Wagner is couping Belarus. They're not couping, guys. They're not attacking Belarus. They're moving into Belarus with a permit. They're setting up camp in Belarus. It means they're not moving into the country without a permit or moving in like they're shooting the border guards. And they're not setting in around Minsk, right? They're not. They're not going to be couping the Belarus instead. And if they coup Belarus, that's not going to make things better. Because now we got a paramilitary group that's pretty much a terrorist organization. I gotta be honest with you guys. Their leader is a Nazi. Right? It was founded by a Nazi as well. So we got terrorists now with a need of a tactical. They have access to what could be ballistic missiles and tactical nukes. Terrorist organization, for the first time in the world, when a terrorist organization, I want to call them that because they are that, has access to nuclear weapons. But this is speculating. It's not something I'm not going to claim here and say that that Wagner's going into Belarus to occupy or coup Belarus, but it certainly is a concern that we're seeing this happening, guys. This is the next sort of big effect at the moment, and I'll show the video that we've seen earlier of this concern here. So this is the video that they're showing right now, at least, of supposed Wagner troops moving through and across and into Belarus. They got a lot of people right there, and I gotta be honest with you guys. These guys, they don't look like they're not equipped. They look equipped. Tanks, massive convoys. This looks like something we saw at the start of the war. Really, really concerning, I mean, you gotta move this thing into a country fort if you're not doing anything there. Why? Defense? Oh yeah. By the way, that also looks like Wagner right there. So, buses full of Wagners. Sorry about that. I mean, holy shit, guys, Interesting. But why is my question. Why are they sending the PMC, the Wagner group, to Belarus? Why are they doing it? Why do they need to do it? Is that a picture of a camp right there? Russian Wagner fighters, looks like a camp set up right here. Russian Wagner fighters not visited Belarus barracks mix. This guy's saying nothing. This guy's saying, Poland has begun deploying over 1,000 troops on its eastern border and claiming concerns over presence of Russian Wagner fighters in neighboring Belarus. So fuck this guy right here, right? Let me just press TV right here, and it looks like a Polish and a American diplomat right there. Wagner's. Holy shit, guys. I mean, now Poland is facing what? Why do they deploy such few numbers every time? Oh, what are we doing? Let's deploy 1,000 troops on the eastern border. That'll keep them away. Why do they do that every time? I'm sorry, but why do they do that every time? Like, come on. 10,000, 20,000, come on. Do something, I mean, 1,000 is not going to do anything, guys. Well, I mean, yes, they will, but come on. Strengthen this or so. I mean, listen, it might be more than 1,000. I think to scale down things, they've set 1,000. Probably going to be more than that. I'll be honest. I mean, Wagner mercenary group set to move to Belarus after aborted rebellion. This is such a weird scenario. What the fuck happened? Why are we seeing... This is a weird scenario, right? Because aborted rebellion. They're moving to Belarus. Was it a way to get them out of Ukraine and move them to Belarus? Why? Why? I don't know. Fuck's sake, you know, they're such assholes. You know, if they're about to do something, which depends on the factor of attacking Ukraine from the Belarusian fronts one more time. You know, I don't think they're gonna do anything. But the whole situation right now is the concern of the whole nuke scenario, right? I mean, and I don't want to sit here and say that they're gonna use nukes or put that in the title or anything, but let's not discourage the factor that Belarus has Russian tactical nukes that Russia still controls. Putin can still say, fire those rockets, or fire those nukes, and it would look like Belarus did it, right? So, and then we're seeing Wagner, which is the only really somewhat of a military group Russia has left, moving to Belarus, keeping up the front, right there, right? Training Belarusian soldiers. That might be what they're doing. I mean, if that's what they're doing, you know, we're not going to see a lot of stuff happening before a long time. True. Let's not. Don't do that. Don't say that. No. You're not. Let's. You know, don't speculate on something like that, or don't say something like that, because that's absolutely not true. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna nuke the NATO summit. Let's not go that far, guys. You know, let's stick to the topic and stay vigilant, right? Sometimes you do these things where they move this thing right down here. Well, we're seeing advancements on the slow but steady advancement on the front lines of Ukraine, so that's good. Some advancement here down towards this area down here. It's in Russian. I can't read that, but that's in Donetsk. No, not Donetsk. Yeah, it is Donetsk. Sorry, it was Donetsk. Yeah, because we have that. Yeah, that's Zaporizhia right there, and then that's Donetsk. Or is that Donetsk region? Oh, it is Zaporizhia. It was Zaporizhia region. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that was Zaporizhia. A little bit into Donetsk over here. Partly Donetsk and Zaporizhia. Mostly Zaporizhia push forwards. Mostly Zaporizhia and the other ones have been pushed forward. That's the area they're fighting a lot right now. Erdogan, the Turkish president, says that. I'll just read that right here, right? Great thing. He's been saying that. He says that they deserve NATO membership, which is a good thing. Deserves. Obviously, they're not going to be a member before the war is over, but I think there's a very greatly reserved spot for Ukraine to be in NATO. That I think is true. Gazprom threatens to end Russian gas transit via Ukraine. Russia may impose sanctions against Ukraine over Ukrainian oil and gas company. Okay. Naftogaz. Lawsuits against Russian gas giant Gazprom. Alex Miller, CEO of the Russian. Well, I mean, isn't that expected? I mean, we're seeing the Russian. Are they still transferring gas? What? Still transferring gas to a country that they're at war with? They're still doing that? I mean, obviously they are, right? I've not kept up to date on that. I'll be honest with that. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not kept up to date on my gas things right there. But Syria cracked down on Wagner fighter doing rebellion. Syria cooperated with the Russian military to crack down on Wagner mercenaries operating in its territory in order to prevent the spread of Wagner rebellion on June 23rd to 20. Oh, that's some time ago. Not that long ago, but you know. According to 6 undisclosed sources, city spy routes. All right, but listen, Wagner's all over. Wagner's doing a lot of stuff, not a nasty stuff, right? You know, not a lot of nasty stuff, and we're seeing it happening as we speak, and it's crazy. So, 400 Wagner group has left Central African Republic. There are still 1,000 to 1,400 Wagner PMC remaining in the place on the ground. The reason for the exercise is official that the Wagner Group fighters did not sign contract with Russian Defense Ministry. All right, and probably are going to be staged in Belarus with the other ones. So, yeah. Sergey entry of the party database of people involved in politics representing in Belarus. Listen, I mean, if that's what we're seeing, and now we're seeing Polish border guards and Polish troops being moved to the front. Poland knows something's up. We know something's up. Stuff's going on. We don't know what the fuck is going on, but Poland knows something is up. We know something is up. We don't know what. We don't know why. We don't know where. We don't know when. But something is up. Something is wrong. Right? Something is wrong. And I don't like it. I don't... It's been too quiet. It's been something of a quiet... I mean, otherwise, other from the znpp scare times, right? I'm not seeing much. I was not seeing much else. But this has awoken my attention on what exactly Russia is planning. Oh. Well, I mean, let's keep an eye on it, but let's also bring you some other news. Seeing the Russian occupiers put more mines into the Zaporizhzhia area conveniently after they've said that they're not going to be that the atomic agency said that says that there are no mines. So, you know, now they've expected it. There's nothing there. So now Russians bring in the mine, right? Skiing of high tails. International Atomic Agency says everything is fine. Is this the official data on it? This is apparently the official data. Apparently there's 2 days till summit. That's correct. They're shooting. This is apparently a sketch of... I'll bring out a bit up, but that's apparently a sketch of minefields, or at least what they're saying. Or scheme of minefields and explosive at Zaporizhzhia and NPP. I don't know if this is true or not. I want to say that, but you know, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know if that's the mines or if that's whatever that is. But it appears to be what they're talking about. An extreme amount of really big minefield right there. I mean, that's, you know, that's all the mines right there. Or is that all the... What the fuck? Is that all the fucking mines? What the fuck? Is that the sketch? Oh, that's a mod. Yeah. 700-gram explosive content. That's those guys, and that's apparently those guys. Or what? The Mon 19s and the Mon 100s. The Mon, that's these types of mines right there. I mean, holy fucking shit. Is this, but if this is from the Ukrainian Defense International Agency, or apparently it is, Ukraine reports. I don't know if this is true. Listen, I don't know if this is true, but there's been many reports of this, and apparently this is the scheme of the minefields. I don't know if this is the actual estimates of where the minefields are. If this is true, they're pretty much going to level the place. If that was true right there, and if it is true, and that was the amount of mines they had laying around. That's, by the way, this is the nuclear containment area where they keep their old stuff, right? This is the spray ponds right there. That's the reactors. The cooling ponds over here. I actually don't know what the hell. I don't know what else is. I don't know what that is. I think that's the head. I think that's the operational buildings right there. I think that's the offices, but I don't know completely. Just could be that. But these seems to be important areas. It could also be a containment area over here. I'm not completely sure. I mean, this is also containment. I don't know a lot about these areas or the plant stuff. I don't know a lot about, nuclear power plants. But if this is a mines they've put down in this plant alone, right? If this is the mines, I mean, holy fuck. OCM 70. That's those guys. Explosives. I mean, holy shit. Well, I don't know. Look at that right over there as well. That right there, by the way, you got the waterway. You got a river running in all the way over here. And that's the river bank right there. That's right before the pond. You can almost, I think you can see the pond right there. And I think that's I think some of these are water lines, maybe. I think some of those are water lines. But if that's true, they're about to level the fucking ground. And you don't mine someplace to not do anything. So things are fucking crazy at the moment, guys. Crazy fucking stuff is going on. Right? Shot in the leg. Ukrainian presented set NPP minefield, drawing up all the mines and anti-entrepreneurs. Even if all the mines exploded at the same time, no damage to the nuclear power plants happening. Excellent evidence that Ukraine. Okay. So what you're telling me is that all of these mines right here, if all of these explode, which is, I mean, it looks like maybe a ton, close to maybe hundreds of kilograms of fucking explosives, and you're telling me nothing will happen. You're telling me that all these minefields, you're telling me all these right here, all these ones, all that ones, all that ones, all these next to the plane, all these on the roofs, and you're telling me that it's nuclear hysteria, and you're telling me nothing will happen. If you explode all of this at the same time, you're telling me, oh, but the plant will not explode. Because why would it? It's built to last. It's built to last against minefields, right? Right, guys? It's built to last from about hundreds of kilograms of explosives. It's built to last. This is just a mines, guys. This is just a mines. We don't know. I mean, there could be other explosives at the plant as well. This is the mines. Speaking about the nuclear functionalities, I mean, if you blow this up right here, right, the nuclear, the pond, the cooling is going to be gone. I'm just saying, if that's what they're going to do, something will happen to the goddamn plant. Because mines. And you might think this is maybe one of them. I don't think it's just one of them. What I think is this is a column of them. I think these are put together. I think these are sites where they've seen these mines. So I think this is not just one. I think this is many of them put together. I don't know if this is true. I'll be honest. I don't know. But if true, I mean, listen, you can't really see these things from space in the satellite. But we did see some evidence over here. I think it was maybe the 4th reactor, saying that something was on the roof of these buildings right here. But you know, what the fuck, you know? I've seen other reports of the occupiers wanting to put the plant itself on a a hot shutdown. Now I haven't seen much other to that, but why? You know? Holy shit. Wagner troops in Belarus. Kherson City, mass media reports about explosions. Pretty usual about these areas. Don't worry about that. But same thing, same areas, same things are happening. Belarus in Wagner. Sorry, no, sorry, not Belarus and Wagner. Wagner, well, you know, Belarus and Wagner works too, right? Now, Wagner, Belarus, mining at the znpp. Polish border guard watching Belarus, Polish border patrols and soldiers being sent to that front, the east front, to their front against Belarus. Continuously looking at that and then thinking we got 1,000 soldiers now being sent. It's probably going to be more than that. We got more and more things going on. We got cluster bombs heading to Ukraine. Things are heading up. Things are getting serious. I mean, all these things going on. It's hard to keep you guys informed. I do my best, I'll be honest. But it's hard to keep you guys informed. I think I've covered the basics of what's going on. But goddamn, you know? So you guys, I don't want you guys to panic or anything, but I'm just saying. We just hit 150 subscribers. Thank you so much for that, everybody who's in here. And for the new subscribers, thank you so much. Thanks for the support over these past few days as well. Remember to hit that like button if you want to, of course. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And, yeah, thank you for the supporting on that. And we continue to do some reporting on this Polish border guard. Same as yesterday, by the way. They were here yesterday. What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah. P8, just outside. Look at that. Look at that. P8. Hello, news. Yeah, 150, yeah. Look at that, guys. Sub Hunter, just outside Kaliningrad. Very close, I would say. Look at that. You don't go looking with a P8 Sub Hunter outside Kaliningrad if you're looking for nothing. Right? I mean, you don't go looking for nothing with a P8. P8 is a sub hunter. They can launch right, guys? No. They can launch torpedoes from the air, and they're sub hunters. They've been flying around here in Kaliningrad. For anybody who does not know, I will inform you now. Kaliningrad is a part of Russia, an exclave, as you would say. Some of the only warm water ports that Russia do have, and they do keep submarines and vessels in these areas. They're a Baltic fleet. As you would say. So this is definitely something, and they're looking for something. At the green means they're pretty close to the ground as well. They're at 15,000 feet. 15,000 feet over the ground, that's not much. But, you know, again, Polish border guard planes. Another P8 right there, guys. Another P8. I don't know what it's doing here. But it's looking for something. It's in Israel. Looking for something. That's interesting. Not seen that before. There's actually a very few amount of Russian mermaids. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're looking for the Russian bio soldiers, right, guys? Oh no, wait. They're looking for the Ukrainian bio mermaids made from the Ukrainian Biolabs. That's what they're looking for. You got 2 planes over here that has no call signs. Well, they do have call signs, but no information on them. Oh, look at that. An E6, guys. An E6 outside, right out there. The nuke sniffer. Look at that. Mercury, E6 outside of the Western Coast right there. Actually, just outside Washington. Guys, just outside Washington. So, at this point, something's going on. Something's happening. They're looking for something. They're looking for other things. What's that? We got China. What is that? Well, look at that, guys. This is a Chinese plane, right? Huh, does that look like anything you want to see on the American side, maybe? Does that look like something you've seen before? This is from China, guys. This is Chinese-made planes. Does that look like something you've seen before? Does that look like something you've seen before? Completely. This is the American plane right there, guys. Does that look like something? You know, they copy pretty much anything. That looked like a C5, by the way. CM5, one of the largest. We got a lot of tankers. Is that tankers right there? That's a Boeing. This is a Boeing's right there. 77. Oh, we got a Douglas. McDonnell Douglas right there. Saw P8 down here sometime ago, actually, in Australia, looking for something. Interesting stuff going on, guys. Interesting stuff. And, yeah, look at that. I don't know if it's not spawning in, but it's a very few amount of planes over the U.S. I mean, what time is it? Probably breaks down one after. Yeah, I mean, you put the Chinese plane, you gotta expect it to break down, guys. You gotta know, you know. What time is it in the U.S. right now? Time in USA. Is anything going on? It's 8 o'clock. There's not a lot of planes over the U.S. like it usually is. It's not the best sign when they don't have a lot of planes over the U.S., but something could be going on. I mean, I'm not saying anything, right? I mean, but it is. We got 2 unknown planes. We got a C5. We got a Goldmaster, and we got a Mercury over here, you know, nuke sniffer right there outside Washington, which is something I haven't seen before. Well, probably a thing that's happening a lot, but some interesting planes, you know. Yeah, it's 720. In Washington, it's what is it? Washington, it's 8 o'clock, and it's in Los Angeles, and it's 5 o'clock. So 720 right there. Yeah, Chicago 720. Well, that's how I look at it, but you know. It's actually a concerning amount of planes that's over the US. I'll be honest with you guys. Usually there's a lot more planes up over the US. A lot more planes up over the US usually. That's a CM5. It's a CM5 right there. A lot of big birds are up right now. Like a lot of big birds. These are the biggest American cargo planes in the whole damn army. Whole damn Air Force right there. Not a lot of planes over the U.S. I mean, it's definitely a little bit suspicious. I'll be honest, you know. Not a lot of planes up over the U.S. I mean, when they go completely dark, you know, you'll have to worry, but that's also a little bit suspicious. I mean, what do you got here? Another American plane? Oh, we got an Antonov. That's usually that's Ukrainian, but it's used by a lot of planes. A lot of Romania, Azerbaijan, and all those other guys. These guys down here use it a lot, but whatever. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Russian plane, not anything serious. That's a bit suspicious, you know, because usually we see a lot of planes up over, especially like Hercules or stuff like that. You know, we got Globemaster, the Globemasтерs and Hercules, or there we go. We got a Hercules, but usually we see a lot of them. And what makes me a little bit weirded out is that we got an E6, and conveniently the E6 took off from Washington, took off from the naval air stations at. You guys can see that. I don't know why I'm trying to read it out. Pachinex. I can't read that. I'm sorry. River. That's an Air Force. Isn't that an Air Force base? That's an Air Force base, right? Or am I? Naval. Yeah, naval. Yeah. And it's circling outside of Washington, and two planes we don't know what is heading towards New York right there. Oh, okay, guys. I think these guys crashed into the ground. You know why? Because they're minus 9,000 feet, guys. These guys are water. These guys are in the water, guys. These guys are in the water. They're at 9,000 feet in the water. Somebody's got to go help these guys out, because they're 9,000 feet in the water. Not 9,000. 900 feet in the water, guys. Minus 900 feet. And we're doing 1 knot an hour. You guys got to help these guys out. We're in the water, guys. These guys are in the water, guys. You got to go help them out. What the fuck? I think this is adsb doing something weird here, but what the hell? We'll get the marine tracker up, maybe. Check what's going on, but that's weird. That's really weird, actually. What the hell's going on there? Minus 9,900 feet? What the hell? Doing 1 knot? Are they surface area? I mean, what the hell? They're on the ground. They're under the ground. You know, you go minus something, you start going underground, and they're in the water. Wish I could keep an eye on that P8 over here, but it seems to be gone. Maybe it's on Flight Trader. I'll have a look on Flight Trader, see if it pops up. Yeah, as shooting scroll, I think we see the new American underwater airline right there. It's a new line of pristine airlines underwater. You guys, I got hands down to you guys. You know, underwater planes. I hadn't seen that coming for a while. You guys are impressive. Underwater planes. Good fucking job. You know. Good job, guys. I mean, the last planes that we're seeing in the U.S. are actually heading out of the U.S. We got a tanker and another tanker and a a Globemaster heading out of the U.S. We got one heading in. That's the Globemaster. We got one other. That's a tanker. We got 2 planes up in Alaska. We got a Hercules and another Hercules. And we're playing outside. That's a Globemaster. That P8 still in Flight Trader or something? It is? I can't see it. Mine must be wrong then. Well, I can't see it, but well, thanks for the. Well, it's obviously still there, News. You know, it's obviously still there, but you know, would you do me the favor? Keep an eye on that, News. Would you do me the favor? Tell me what it's doing. You know, but we know it's there, so. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe if I try and relaunch this, keep an eye, see if we can. Oh, I don't want to listen. I got an ad blocker on. It doesn't want to let me do that sometimes. No, it's gone from my radar. It's completely gone. Maybe if I. No, it's gone. It's for me. It's completely gone. Look at that. Completely gone. Take time. Still close to Kaliningrad? Okay. Yeah, it's been circling around there. I think it's certainly looking for the subs there. Doesn't want it to do anything weird. So, Belarusian planes right there. Is that? No, it's a Turkish, and we got a Belarusian planes taking off from Minsk right there. Turkish plane. Turkish plane going from... What is that doing? It went in towards Moscow, turned around, and is now heading out of Moscow. I gotta tell it, we should tell this pilot, guys. We should tell this pilot that he's heading in the wrong way. Somehow he's heading in a complete different direction, guys. What is he doing? Are people being turned away? What's going on? Look at that. Or did he take off? It doesn't look like he landed. Maybe he turned off his transponder. Maybe he landed. Is that an airport? That is an airport. He took off. He landed. He took off. Alright. Same day? Back and forward flights right there. Look at that. Are people going around Belarus? No. No, these guys are still heading in towards... Oh no, they're still heading over Belarus. These guys aren't. Well, I mean, yeah. This guy's heading around Belarus. Where's he going? Turkey? I know he's not going to Turkey. It's a Turkish registration right there. Don't know where he's going, though. You got those planes heading up over all the towns right now. Or they're certainly not going around Belarus. If things was going on, we would see the planes heading around Belarus. So they haven't closed their airspace. A plane from Minsk heading to Russia. I mean, Forte 10 hasn't been spotted up, so it's probably not in that area right now, at least. Well, turn back on. Builder. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. There it is. Look at that. There, the happy customer. There it is. Heading back to Kaliningrad. Let's see if we can get some report on that shelling in Kherson right there. I mean, am I crazy, or is that, am I just saying, Opa, yeah, grandmother, that's what you're saying. No, I know you're not. Opa, 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 oh, we got an osprey. Alright, we got an osprey. Phoenix. I'm not going to click away from the P8 because I don't want to do that. But, yeah, we still got the E6 right there. And we also got the underwater guys. They're still at minus 900 feet underground. So, yeah, underwater airplanes still going on. So you guys are, how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you guys make underwater? That's impressive. We know Bogoshi's in Russia. Zelensky actually visited Snake Islands. I think it was today or something like that. I have a video of that actually. Zelensky, Snake Islands.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні ми на Зміїному, на нашому Зміїному, який ніколи не підкорити окупанту, як і всю Україну. Країна сміливих. Сьогодні ми вшанували тут наших українських героїв, всіх воїнів, які билися за цей острів.
It was actually a longer video than that. There's a whole video somewhere else. How long is that video? It's probably this one then. Well, it's not that one, but it's
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні ми на Зміїному, на нашому Зміїному, який ніколи не підкорити окупанту, як і всю Україну, бо ми країна сміливих. Сьогодні ми вшанували тут наших українських героїв, усіх воїнів, які билися за цей острів, які звільнили його. І хоч це невеликий клаптик суходолу посеред нашого Чорного моря, це великий доказ, що Україна поверне собі кожну частину своєї території. Я хочу подякувати саме звідси, з цього місця перемоги, кожному нашому воїну за ці 500 днів. Наші Збройні сили, наша розвідка, Нацгвардія, наші прикордонники, Служба безпеки України, Національна поліція, наші зв'язківці, наш народ. Я дякую всім, хто б'ється заради України. І хай свобода, якої для України хотіли всі наші герої різних часів та яку належить вибороти саме зараз, буде шаною усім, хто віддав життя заради України. Ми обов'язково переможемо. Обов'язково. Слава Україні!
Слава Україна, yeah. Слава Україна! Right? Come on. It's a little worse quality than the one that I saw. But maybe it's on Zelensky's official. Why am I not telling? I'm gonna check Zelensky's official. Official. Hey guys, I'm gonna check Zelensky's official. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Did he upload it? I was saying on his official. What's that? That's 10 hours ago. It's a little bit further back. Oh yeah, he did. A little bit better quality right there, guys. 17 hours ago, 500 days of full scale. Okay, so it's actually the 500th day. That was yesterday, but yesterday was the 500th day of Ukraine war. Zelensky right here, his official account.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні ми на Зміїному, на нашому.
I'm following now. I didn't know I didn't follow him. My bad, guys. You saw it on live. I follow him now.
Країна сміливих. Сьогодні ми вшанували тут наших українських героїв, усіх воїнів, які билися за цей острів, які звільнили його. І хоч це невеликий клаптик суходолу посеред нашого Чорного моря, це великий доказ, що Україна поверне собі кожну частину своєї території. Я хочу подякувати саме звідси, з цього місця перемоги.
Look at that, by the way. Beautiful sunrise down there. Snake Island is very famous, by the way. If you don't know what Snake Island is, it was an island where some Ukrainian soldiers at the start of the war, it was occupied by Russia, but there's no Russian soldiers at Snake Island anymore. It has been de-occupied, as you would say. It has been taken back by Ukraine. It is officially Ukraine. They don't keep any soldiers on the island. It's a very small island. It's somewhat strategic, but it's at the same time, I don't think, Ukraine doesn't have a lot of water capabilities. There were no ships in the area, by the way. Report also says that there was no ships in the area. The free island of free Ukraine right there, So also means that Russia is stepping down its certain areas of its Black Sea fleet has been put into port. It is scared of pulling them out anymore. So there's a lot of signs of Russia really being scared of doing anything, Just want to say that. Sorry.
Наші Збройні сили, наша розвідка, Нацгвардія, наші прикордонники, Служба безпеки України, Національна поліція, наші зв'язківці, наш народ. Я дякую всім, хто б'ється заради України. І хай свобода, якої для України хотіли всі наші герої різних часів та яку належить вибороти саме зараз, буде шаною усім, хто віддав життя заради України. Ми обов'язково переможемо. Обов'язково. Слава Україні!
I'm sure you all know, I'm the only one speaking positive here, sure you all know the Russian warship Go Fuck Yourself. That was, of course, what happened here. The place was leveled by a Russian warship, to just point that out to you guys. You know, they leveled the place completely, and it was completely destroyed, as you can see. Very small island, you know, pushed as far as Russia, you know, destroying a small island is a very, very easy goal. There's nobody who lives on the island anymore. No, you know, Ukrainian troops, nothing is there. It's pretty much just a wasteland, you know, waste island. But a symbol of Ukraine's resistance. So, you know, roof and the building where they were sitting, I think it was the tower somewhere, it's further back, but they were sitting somewhere in these buildings where they were telling the Russian warship to go fuck itself. So, you know, famous
Ми
place.
йдемо вперед. Дякую кожному і кожній.
I love it when Zelensky speaks. He's a great guy. He speaks in a very, very great way. Even though you don't understand him, you understand him in the way that you understand the way he's talking, the feeling he's expressing when he talks, and he's really a symbol of the people. And just 2 hours ago. But we won't be watching that. That is not that it's not much as important. It is just not as what we're reporting right now, at least. I might have to leave you guys here soon. It is late, and I have some stuff I need to do tomorrow, which I need to be somewhat earlier up for. So we're seeing the same video here. It appears to be a confirmed video now, guys, that Belarusian has accepted Wagners in Belarus, and this is I have retweeted this video. After the war, yeah. Apparently, he's in St. Petersburg, but they don't exactly know where Prigozhin is at the moment. The last they know of him was that he went back to Moscow, or somewhere along St. Petersburg or Moscow. Private jet wise, he's in the wind, is what they're saying. You know, we're in St. Petersburg, but I don't really give a shit where he is. I saw pictures of him in Wix yesterday. It made me laugh. So we have actually videos of what is apparent to be Wagner soldier camps right here, and I don't know, I just pulled it up. Actually, I think Dennis, guy who's reporting on this, was showing these videos some time ago. Look at that, guys! What an amazing place to sleep as a soldier. I'll be honest, this is probably 100 times better than what the Russian soldiers on the front line of Ukraine are experiencing. This actually looks like, you know, if this is one bed for one soldier, it's wide, you know, you can fit a big mattress in there, it's in a tent, you know, military wise, it looks sturdy as well, built to last. So, and they got the garbage pan, you know, it looks very modest compared to what we're usually seeing for Russian soldiers, but, you know, can't completely live there forever, but it looks like to be in a camp where you could settle down and be there for a long time. So, you know, big tents, big everything, and big spaces. And if we're seeing, I mean, it depends. If this is, you know, if that was a 2-man bed right there, it could be a 2-man bed. If it's a 1-man bed, Wow, I would pay for that. Very wide bed, at least for sleeping conditions for a Russian right there. But top bunk right here isn't. I don't know how sturdy it is. It looks sturdy, looks well built, but Dennis was talking about some of these not being very leveled. I mean, when you look down on it, you look down, it is sort of like it curves. But that's the thing about this. When you're using cheap wood, you're using oak wood or stuff like that, there's always going to be a natural bend. You can't get rid of bends when it comes to these wood, sort of wood, and they're very sturdy, they're very well, but you can't prevent bending in wood, especially when it's very cheap wood. So this is probably for coats or hanging your stuff on. Don't really see where they're going to be putting their stuff, under the beds. I mean, space wise, I don't know where they'll be putting their equipment. It's not like they're gonna have a lot of space. But as I was saying, wood, when you build with this, I mean, these are very sturdy. Looks very sturdy, but you can also see that there's bends and all that. Like this longboard right here, and you can't get rid of that. Every piece of like cheap material or cheap wood, very sturdy. And if you're building a massive amount of them, you're gonna buy cheap, right? You don't want to be spending that much. And we're talking about Belarus; they don't have that much money. And we don't know if there's Russian funding involved, or PMC funding, or private funding, or whatever's going on there. But cheap wood always bends. Just want to point out to you. When you're building with cheap wood, this always happens right there. Cheap wood always bends. I mean, I have a shed. We just built a shed. Big shed, right? Very sturdy. It's going to hold. But, you have those cheap woods. It's going to bend. I want to say that to you guys. So, Dennis was saying, he's a Ukrainian importer. He said it wasn't very sturdy because they were bending. That's not the case. They look to be very sturdy. And just because wood bends doesn't mean it's not sturdy. Or well built. Wood tends to bend, at least when it's cheap wood. If you buy the ones that are traced and you buy the ones that are actually, made into it, they're not going to be bending, but cheap wood built like this bends. Want to point that out to you guys. So, and they're put together. I don't know how fast. I mean, it comes as if this is new news, but if you're a country like Belarus, not a lot of funding going on, like a month of this, not even a month ago, and now you got this. This happened in a month, guys. I think they've been doing this for a while, because you got to be building this in a month, and you're going to be building thousands of these. That's a lot. Because that's all of these down here are containing probably those beds right there, and you're telling me, just be honest with that. You're telling me that they built that during a time where we had the Wagner rebellion, and now you're telling me that Belarus built all of that, all those wood, all those things, in the time of when we had the Russian rebellion and the Wagner trying to take Moscow, and now? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So, as I was saying this earlier, the Belarusian, Ukrainian front are like heavily defended. They've had time, they have peacetime, they've had a lot of time to set up defenses. There's been no fighting on that border. There's no Russian troops staying, so they've had a lot of time to set up defenses. And all of these defenses right here are Ukrainian defenses, so we're gonna watch this.
Ситуація контрольована, але це точно не привід для того, щоб розслабитися. Ми розуміємо ймовірні маршрути завозу
I don't have any translation. He's probably just talking about the defenses and how they've set up. That's Belarus, by the way. That's the border control right there. You can see the border house right there. That's the border right there. And it's, well, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. Looking at that, I know that the trenches and the machine guns that have been set up are well defended, but when I'm looking at that right there, I mean, I see something up ahead, which is definitely some other defending right there, but that's not gonna stop a tank right there. But you know, we'll squash past that. It's probably got some barbed wire on it. We'll gloss
Фактично
past
не
that.
зупиняємося в впровадженні
I mean, they've been digging trenches and rolling out
професійних
there.
споруд.
But they've been digging some trenches down under, yeah. Now, how you doing, Wishy? Welcome.
Основна задача сьогодні.
We're going to recap everything here from you, Wishy, because you are a mod. We got very few planes up over the United States. A little bit concerning, a little bit suspicious. A Russian, no, not sorry, an American P-8 sub-hunter outside Kaliningrad, which is one thing. This is videos, I was showing that earlier, of Wagner troops in Belarus moving into Belarus. Very concerning videos. And we also showed pictures of what appeared to be extreme mining on the znpp. So a lot of stuff going on. Poland has sent up troops to the front of between Belarus. They're sent troops to their Belarusian front. Stuff's happening. Stuff's going on.
Закріпити кордон, щоб ніякого
Recap
ворога
for
не
everyone who
було.
didn't know.
Тому що іти через Рівненську область це величезна.
Yeah, Kaliningrad, outside Kaliningrad, looking for some kind of things. We don't know, but probably submarines. I mean, P8s are sub-hunters, so yeah.
Допомога буде будь-якого ворога.
Yeah, which I'll show you a video after this one.
Постійно облаштовується інженерне загородження.
Yeah, Poland has started to set up their
для того,
defenses,
щоб ворог чітко
as they've been doing for a while, but they've
коли
sent more
його
troops to the front.
наважиться вступити на українську
That's an older weapon.
землю на північ.
At least, look at that. RPG. I mean, these are what I believe Ukrainian original weapons. You see, they're pretty used, but RPGs are very effective.
Його буде знищено. І
That's like a shell kind of gun right there. Ba ba ba.
він може пройти на територію України, це вглиб на глибину 2 метри.
That is the video of the Belarusian Ukrainian front. Very heavily protected at the moment. This right here is, I was seeing that earlier, the apparent new Wagner camps, which and this right here, guys, if you haven't seen, was the video that we're now seeing of Wagner troops in Belarus, crushing into Belarus. This looks like the start of the war. This looks like Russia heading into Ukraine. It's crazy. This is them heading into Belarus. I read an article earlier, so you're in Licha? All right. Found a small break before dinner. All right. Well, so sounds great, Dingbat. Yeah. Well, you missed a lot, Dingbat. Nothing too concerning. I think you were here, but you know, I'm reporting on the Belarusian side. I've been talks about. We've seen there's a suspicious amount of planes up over the U.S. Which, by the way, what I'm saying about that is there's a suspicious amount of not a lot of planes up over the U.S. Alright, so not a lot of planes over the U.S. There's an E6, guys. E6 nuke sniffer outside Washington. Want to point that to you. We're seeing Belarusian, patrols here and all that. They're planning something. They're planning something in Belarus, which is what we're seeing here. And this is the start of it. Look at that. I'm gonna ICBM or air defense system right there. Why do you have to move an air defense system? And the funny thing is, Lukashenko, right? Not so funny. He said you can only be in Belarus. You can only be in Belarus if you're here to participate in the defense of the country, which begs the question: what defense are Belarus talking about? And Poland doesn't have any nukes at the moment. Poland is still asking for nukes to be hosting nukes, but they do not have nukes at the moment. But if you meant Belarus, I don't know. But Belarus have definitely had, they have confirmed they have their tactical nukes at the moment. But Poland does not have nukes. they've asked to host nukes, but I don't think they've got them. I don't think they have them yet. So, yeah. That's Wagner. That's Wagner. Some older tanks, by the way, but you know. Yeah, Poland do not have nukes at least at the moment. They've asked to host nuke. That's true, but they haven't gotten to it yet, and I don't think they're gonna get it this year. So, a lot of stuff going on right there. Roads and roads and roads of just Wagner, long ass convoys. And if this doesn't remind you of the start of the war, I don't know what does. Look at that. That's like a mounted turret right there. Look at it. That's a mounted turret on top of an armored vehicle right there. Attacks for the Kyiv. You know, I don't know that, Witchy, but it certainly seems likely. But going for Kyiv is a hard-fought battle, and I don't think Wagner is even that good. Going on in Belarus? Well, there's Wagners in Belarus, Kevin. They're moving into, what the hell? Yeah, this is what's going on in Belarus, guys. And Putin, he's somewhere back here. He's using the controls. Exactly like the start of the war. Yeah, it looks exactly like the start of the war. That's true, yeah. Cons of military and everything in Belarus. P8 over Kaliningrad right there. And again, I was reading an article on it, and Lukashenko said we will only have Wagner if they help and participate of the defense of our country. So they're going to be training Belarusian forces. They're going to be probably helping them out. Wagner is experienced soldiers. They are veterans. We can't take that away from them. Stuff happening right there. So, yeah. Can't say too much either. Can't say too much on it, right? But this video is circling around. I was the first to sort of see it and cover on it, but. And first I wasn't sure if it was true, but now we've been confirmed it is true, and we're seeing Wagner is indeed set up inside Belarus. So another thing is, you know, we're seeing we don't know what Prigozhin is, by the way. Movement of nuclear warheads to the territory of the Republic of Belarus in the west was not even tracked, Lukashenko. Everything took place in maximum secrecy and not by rail. Okay, so that was July 6th right there, but that was, yeah. These are the pictures of the encampments I gotta show you there. Yeah, exactly, Witchy. You know, they're gonna be attacked by Ukraine. That's what they're saying, you know. We're saying we're ready. We're ready to be attacked by Ukraine. I mean, we're ready to not be attacked by. We don't know what we're doing. Confirm news on the channels I watch. They gonna do that. The blue people help confirm. Blue people are mods, but I don't have a lot of mods, and you know. But I have confirmed this. I just thought I could see that video or something. And the thing is, Dennis, who's a guy who covers on this, he was talking about how the beds of these, they don't look exactly, and I don't know. I was talking about this earlier. Don't know how many of you are actually wood experts, but I'm not. But what I know is that if you're using cheap wood bends, right? Dennis, he was saying cheap wood. He says it was poorly built because the wood bends. I'm not saying these aren't poorly built. I'm just saying that when you use cheap wood like longboards and all that stuff, it's gonna bend no matter what. Doesn't mean it's not sturdy. Doesn't mean it's not well built. It just means it's gonna bend. So these are the Wagner camps, big beds right there. A lot better than what we're seeing on the Russian front right there. Yeah, Witcher helps out confirm a lot. She was the one who brought the cluster ammunitions yesterday. I think on Lee's channel, it's he usually verifies on his own, but they definitely do help out verify. But I mean, listen, a month ago we had the Russian rebellion, right? Wagner tried to take over Russia, and then all of a sudden, a month later, Belarus, which is a poor country, doesn't have a lot of capable means, have done all that in a month. Right, guys? That makes sense. They've made all of these things happen in a month. All that in 1 month. You made all those beds. Look at that. Miles of this. Miles. Many tens. And you made those boards in months. I don't know if it's something they had in storage. If it's something they had in storage, they do look a bit old. You know, when you look at them, they do look a bit used. But many of them look brand new. Look at that. Many of them look very new. The floor looks new. Everything looks new. That looks completely newly built. That's a bit off center right there. That's, you know, I don't like looking at that. When you, at least if you're gonna build something, at least build it right. That's off center right there. Come on, guys. But yeah, stuff's going on. I'm not gonna be recapping anymore because I'm out of breath at this point. I think if anybody else asks what's going on, I'm gonna tell people to rerun. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to explain. I'm getting tired right now. Not of you guys, of myself. What's that? Video of Su-30 Mk2 fighters of the Ugandan Air Force delivered for repair by the highway in Belarus for the Ugandan. So that's the. We're also seeing that some Wagner troops have left Africa, Central Africa, again. So, you know. Yeah, I mean, why make so many camps? Why invest a lot of money when you don't have a lot of money, and then invest in that many camps for no reason, right? What Belarus want is some people that can intercede. Oh, okay. Well, I don't fuck that guy anyways. But yeah, you know. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. This right here is another picture I want to show you guys. I was showing it earlier. Are you telling me that this is the fucking minefields? If all of these right here are apparently where Russia has put mines, and then some other people saying, "Oh, if they blow this, it's not gonna do anything." You're telling me that this many people are not gonna do anything? I'm sorry. This much right here looks like that's the pond over here. I mean, it looks like they're defending the place. It looks like they're waiting for Ukraine to say, "Oh, what's going on here?" You know. I just stick with channels to verify information. Sorry, dear. You know, when you say something stupid, stop saying dear next to it, dingbat. I hate people that say dear and then say something stupid next to it. If you don't like that channel, then I don't care. Okay? I'm sorry that you don't like my channel. You don't like my verification process. But don't call me dear. Like you're better than me. Okay? Alright. Jesus Christ. I don't like saying that to people. I honestly don't. But when you do it like that, you know, that's annoying. But okay. You know, have a good time, ding. I mean, when have I not verified? I don't care if you're old-fashioned. Don't call me dear. So, you know. So P8 over in Kaliningrad right there, now doing circles. We saw that earlier. That's Kaliningrad right there as well. Well, I don't know, dingbat, if you don't call videos of things happening, you know, if you don't call a video of some place in Belarus not verifying, I don't know what to tell you. Because when you prove a video is true, other people have used it. Dennis, who's a guy who's talked about this all the time, who's a Ukrainian, he's a Ukrainian news, he has millions of subscribers. He said this, so it's completely verified. I'm not here sitting here telling lies, okay? And I even started out by saying I don't know if this is true, okay? So I never not say anything that's not true, okay? Or I never say anything that's not true. I think that's what I better say, right? But you know, that's up to you. If you don't want to be here, you don't want to be here. You know, but I try and give the best news that I can. So whatever. Yeah, you're not asking questions. You're being annoying. So, you know, the question is, why do you need an active anti? Yeah, exactly. Why do you need an anti-aircraft? You know, why do you need anti-aircraft systems if you're just going on a vacation? If you're going to defend? I was saying that before, ICBM, right? Lots of people, even Lee has talked about Belarus. So I'm sorry, I'm not the best one. I'm rude. Oh yeah, thanks for that thing. I am a rude guy. I'm very rude. I'm very dirty as well. I don't know, I'm fucking dirty. What is your point? That I'm rude? Yeah, I'm fucking rude. Because I don't have time for people who tell me that I'm not right. I am right. Is that what you want? Want me to get mad? I don't get mad. I just get excited. Because when shit like this happens, it's fucking bad. Okay? Let me point out to you guys, this shit is bad. Okay? Why do you need anti-aircraft systems in Belarus if you're not going to use, if you're just going there? Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to be here, then go. You know, I bring credible news. This is this is going on as we speak. I have credibilities. I've had it from government sources. The Polish government has published that they're sending troops. That doesn't get more credible, you know. And that's a video of a Russian ICBM. But at the same time, you know, why do you need this if you're not going to be defending the area? Yeah. It's annoying, you know, because when people do, oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're an idiot, but you're a deer, right? You're an idiot. Sorry, dear. Hey, you all idiots. Sorry, dear. You know? It's basically spitting in my face and calling me dear. Spitting you in the face. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Anyways, I'm not going to be talking about that. I don't spend time yelling at people. I don't like yelling at people. It doesn't make me feel good. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like yelling at people or telling people anything or being rude to people. I am a very... I don't say sensitive. I'm not a sensitive person, but I am a very... I don't like yelling at people. I have never liked it. I don't want to yell at people. Did I call you an idiot? I didn't call you an idiot. I don't know where you heard that. I said it was an example of it, but... You know. But, look at that. Look at that. You know, P-8 outside circling again against Kaliningrad. It's going up again. But there's an E6 over here. Let's see if we can still see it outside. Is it still there? Yeah, look at that. E6 was circling around Washington, or outside Washington. More got Virginia Beach right there. It's over to Virginia right now. There's an E6, a nuke sniffer. By the way, guys, I want to show you something that's really funny. America has invented the underwater plane. Goes 1 knot an hour and is 900 feet underground. Look at that. Exactly. We don't know what's going on. All I'm doing is showing you what's going on. And I know that that's going on. So, but look at that. Let's not talk about that. Let's move on. You see that, guys? 2 planes underground right there, guys. And they're in the ground. I think you guys got to help these guys out. They're in the ground. They crashed. They crashed. You know? These guys, they crashed. They're 900. They're minus 900 feet in the ground. Help them out. and an Osprey. It's not a lot of planes over the U.S. I'll be honest with you guys, because I usually see a lot more planes, and it doesn't get quiet before late at night. So either it's a quiet night or something else is going on. You know, you don't put a nuke sniffer out here to do nothing. You know, you don't put a nuke sniffer outside Washington to go and do nothing. But yeah. So interesting stuff. We'll keep an eye on that P8. I might have to leave you guys here soon because I do admit to the fact that tomorrow I am going to be cutting a hitch, right? That's how you guys say it. For my grandmother, who can't do it herself. So we are going to be doing that, me and my family. So, and I don't know how I don't know when that is actually. I think it's early in the morning, but so I got to be ready for that. I'll leave you here in a second. But yeah. That and the P8 is worrisome. Because, listen, this is not a drill. Okay? And I'm not an expert on anything and when it comes to drills, or military drills. But it's a pretty fucking weird drill to be putting a P8 outside Kaliningrad. That's a pretty weird drill. I mean, if it's a drill, it's something, but it would be called, nicknamed Keep an Eye on Russia. What's this drill called, sir? It's called Keep an Eye on Russia. Keep an eye on Kaliningrad, guys. That's what this drill is called. Look at that. That doesn't look like a drill to me. It doesn't look like a drill to me. And Polish border guard plane that we saw yesterday was up over Poland again today. Turned off his transponder, went along this line right here, and went back. You know? So, and Boeing looks like a river joint, actually. It looks like a river joint. It is a river joint. Yep, river joint right there. Well, and also confirming it is a rally. Yeah, exactly. So, but Russia, of course, maintains a Baltic fleet that also contains submarines, and that's why we're seeing the P8. The P8 is a reconnaissance aircraft, which is along this line here as well. So it might not only be keeping an eye on the subs. It is 20,000 feet in the air. So, I mean, if you go outside right now and it's clear sky, it's obviously dark, so they can't see it up there. But if you were to stand outside and you're going to look up and it was clear skies, you would obviously see it. I mean, that's a rank, you know. Has been concerned about the Suwalki spelling gap. What do you mean by that? Which you haven't heard about that. What's that about? The Suwalki spelling gap. I haven't heard about that. What's that? What's going on there? Thailand. Yeah, that's Skyhawks. Or what? Star? Oh, I thought it was Skyhawk. That's Skyhawk? No, Star. Taiwanese military. Training planes, usually. McDonald. That's a McDonald right there, guys. But I mean, everybody can agree with me that there's not a lot of planes up over the U.S. at the moment, and a concerning amount of planes, which I would be saying. You know. I have no idea what you're talking about, Witchy, but I'll look it up. I've definitely not heard anything about a Suwalki spelling gap. Zelensky visited Snake Island yesterday. Want to point that out to you guys, or earlier today. It's earlier for you guys, but Suwalki gap. Russian state propaganda has started spreading the idea of the Russian army should invade Lithuania. Now I know what the fuck you're talking about, Witchy. I'm sorry. You're talking about that line right there. Oh, Suwak. Oh my god. Yeah. Suwak. Yeah. Okay. Now I know what the fuck you're talking about. The Suwalki line. Yes, that's a big concern. this line right here is the biggest concern of the NATO military. It's the weakest point. You know, you don't got to take a lot of roads to actually take that. There's 2 roads leading up to it. Got to take those 2 roads. Even Russia could do that. But, you know, we have a quick reaction 4th station here. Yes, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that one right there. I know what you're talking about now. I was reading about that. Sorry, yeah, that's the biggest threat that NATO at the moment has, because we have Belarus right here, right? I don't know, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know if there's any stationing on this side, if there's any, you know, Wagner troops there. Actually, I have no idea where the Wagner troops are stationed. We know that they're in the country. We've seen videos of it. They're not going to be in Minsk, obviously. They're going to be at the border. Why? Because if they're participating in the defense, they're going to be at the border. They're not going to be in Minsk. And they're not going to be putting up camps inside Minsk. Obviously, makes sense, right? But they're going to be putting them somewhere outside where it's forested. It could be along this line right out here, but you know, it was most of it was forest, so you know, we're not, and it didn't look like it was any, so it could be a lot of places, a lot of forest in Belarus, but I'm betting on somewhere down here. We know they're not going to be over here along the Russian line, so that we can rule that out. They're either going to be here, here, or here, right? Or along that line. Why? Because that would make just the most sense, you know? The most sense would definitely be there. And another weak point, which I also want to talk about, is this point right here. This is actually Lithuania. This is a part of it's not Latvia, sorry, not Lithuania. What is it? No, that's Lithuania. That's Latvia. Sorry, I keep noticing. That right there is actually, that's another point that they've been talking about. You know, it doesn't take a long time to sort of push across here, close that off, you know. And I don't know if they have any troop station in that area, but the troop station in this area right here shouldn't be stationed in that area, because all you got to do is drive right up here, go over, you know. But Suwalki Gap, yeah, thank you that, Richie. Actually, I want to get to that. Big concern for NATO. It's been the biggest concern so far. And yeah, so what are we seeing about that? What are we doing about that? Lithuania definitely has a lot of points where you could go. Lithuania, and I'll be honest with you guys, they're part of NATO. They're not the strongest military, but they can put on a fight. But they're either here or here, right? So let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest about that. But I will be heading out of here now. But leaving you guys. And thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll definitely be looking into what's going on. So have a good time tonight. I won't be leaving the PC up because, yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. Give it a break. So news live here. If you missed anything, go back. You can watch anything. I covered pretty much what's going on with Ukraine at the moment. I think I pretty much covered everything. My voice starts to hurt. I covered pretty much everything. So I'll bring you guys more tomorrow. If there is more tomorrow, I'll keep an eye on Belarus for you and Ukraine and everything. So, but yes, I'll be having fun with my grandma. Well, pretty much it's all of us. So, you know, gonna cut some hedges. Thank you so much for stopping by, everybody, and have a good time. Sleep well, or yeah, it's about have a good dinner.